explained to us that we all need to move together to the 5D consciousness. Can you clear up or maybe explain the consequences? What will happen if the person resists to do it or don't do it? What the consequences will be for that person?
So if I can give you an example of a child in school, right? Children in school, for example, first grade. So they need to learn a certain amount of material. They need to start to learn to write the alphabet, to start to put together the letters, to create words, right? So that they can move up to the next grade, okay? So that they can be transferred, or so that they can pass the test and then they move up. And so on and so forth. You keep moving up, until you finish college. And then after college, you start working, but you need to still up level your qualifications, right? Continue so that you can continue getting promoted. There's new information, new technology. Maybe if you're a licensed professional, you need to update your license every maybe year or every couple of years, right? It's the same with the energy world. Your energy needs to be up leveled or upgraded or refined or made better all the time. And if it is not going to get upgraded, then you're going to fall behind and you're going to fail the test, right? Or you're going to stay behind and everybody moves forward. So the process of evolution that your soul goes through, like for example, you have a body and your soul is using this body to have certain experiences and move on, maybe next to another body later, or stay within this body for a certain period of time. And if you're not going to continue evolving within this physical body, you will eventually degrade, fail the test, maybe you will fall sick more often, or maybe the aging process starts a lot faster for some people than others. Or maybe there's going to be a lot more of other issues within the relationships or financial or within the career. It doesn't matter. Each person has their own kind of path. So the challenges that we are faced with within life, and everyone has challenges, depending, some more in one aspect of life and some more in the other. Those challenges are those tests. And you can only pass the test when your consciousness, which we call as 5D consciousness right now, where we're all trying to move into, where we have a wider understanding, spectrum of understanding, where our vision can be more expanded, or our consciousness can be more expanded, so we can see things from a higher perspective. Kind of like, when the bird is sitting on the ground, it can only see so much, right? But once it starts to fly, and goes higher and higher, it can see more and more that is below it. And it's the same with our consciousness. As we raise our consciousness higher and higher, we can get to see more and more. You wanted to ask something?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, last time we talked about moving to high vibration and higher dimensions, that the whole solar system and the whole galaxy is moving. So everything is moving naturally. But people resist to move. So there are some blocks inside and some programs and ego programs that stop us from moving. So what tools and techniques do we need to use to move faster?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different tools you can use depending on where you feel your block is. So if you feel your block is physical, for example, you're getting sick, or your digestion is bad, so that's also a block, right? Or you're having joint pain, and that's a block. So you're going to, for a physical body, you're going to use physical tools, where you can use herbs, and you can use good nutrition, and you can detox your body. So it has a specific tool. So each level of existence has a specific tool to it. So if we were to break down our life into three aspects, so if we would break it down, even though it's not three, it's more than three, but in a rough way. So if we have the physical, and then we have the mental, which includes the mental and the emotional. And then we have the spiritual, but within the spiritual we have the astral and etheric and karmic and all the different levels within it. If we were to break it down into those three, then there would be specific tools that you would use for each one. So if you wanted to use something for the mental body or the emotional body, You would use things like meditation, or you would use things like maybe aromatherapy for your emotions. You could use also deep conscious and subconscious healing techniques. Like timeline healing technique is great for subconscious healing of the deep blocks that are created within our lives from the traumas. And you know, for the energetic or the astral or the etheric aspects, you would use more things like healing techniques or tools like Reiki, or another kind of a modality. You could use breathing techniques to kind of bring up those blocks, the energetic blocks, and clear the channels and meridians. So depending on what the aspect you're dealing with and where the problem is, you would use those tools and techniques.
I have a question. Does our consciousness has a limit, and where's the limit for our consciousness?
Our consciousness really has no limit. Our consciousness is like an expandable, it's like air. You can compress it, okay, and then you can expand it. And depending on the state that it's in, whether it's compressed or expanded, that's how much you can bring in new stuff. The more compressed or tight your consciousness or your mind is, the less you can absorb. But the more expanded it becomes, if you can imagine the different molecules or atoms, and there is more space between them, the more you can absorb, the more open you become to understanding other realities or other aspects or other viewpoints, and you become more and more open, and that's what we call as expanded consciousness.